This thing is live now. So, longest repeating character replacement. Okay, so you're given a string S consisting of only uppercase English characters and a integer K. Okay, so so we want our string to have basically we want to have a substring of, or we want to create the longest possible substring with only one single or one unique um, character. Um, okay, so for this problem, the property that you have is if k is greater, or no, if k is equal, you can't get more length out of what you're limited by. Now, um, k can also be 0. If k is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, um, you can't make any replacements. Um, so in this situation, you would iterate the string and while um and while um s let's just say si is equal to si minus 1, um you expand the window to the right, um right, and then once you reach a character that is different from the previous character, at that point um reset if character different to 1. You want to reset to 1, right? And then just simply return the res, which will contain the longest substring. Now, if k is equal to 1, I'm trying to think, are these like special cases or hmm. Okay, we have the one where it's if k is equal to length s, we simply return k. That we know for sure. Um, and then we can group all the other cases of k, k from 0 to length s minus 1. Start at the beginning and um, we can expand our window, right? We can expand and then we keep track of, we want to keep track of the character with the um, do you use hash map here? Recommended time. Okay, so you can use a hash map here. Um, so each character we see, we place into the hash map, we store its count, and then we store its count. What is it? I like have to constantly update though. So let's just take this example, right? X, Y, Y, X, K is equal to 2, right? Then you want to output 4 because you can make 2 replacements and then you get 4 consecutive X's. So we can start with index 1, right? Or index 0, I mean. 0, 1, 2, 3. And then we can be like, we can say like, oh, okay, so this is the same first character, so we don't need to make any replacements because within our window, um, we only have a single character, right? Um, then we expand our window. So we expand our window where, okay, when we're at X, we also want to for a hash table. So X maps to count of 1. Then we go to Y, right? Y um, update our hash table and count of 1. Um, right? Then so now we have a length of 2. So we want 2 um minus, okay, we want to know the hmm, it's the fact that we have the window is a length of 2. Then well, while k is while also what's true here is while our window is less than or equal to k, like it doesn't matter. So we can start our window like we can initialize our window to left and right bound of our window to k. Um, so we can literally replace all k of them with a single character. Now, once we expand one more time, we get to x, y, y. At this point, um, the length of our substring is already larger than k. Um, so how many characters do we need to replace? We need to replace the length of our substring minus the maximum count character count value, right? Like, so length is 3, right? So, right, so the length is 3, and then the largest count character is y with the length with 2. So we subtract that from 3, we get 1. That means we need to make one replacement, right? Which is fine. We can make one replacement. So we get to expand again. So we expand again, right? And x count becomes 2, but it's still larger than the original 2. So we can just do 4 minus 2, which is 2, which is also less than or equal to k. In this case, uh, we can still make the replacements, and then our length is 4, and then we can't expand anymore. So um, our final answer would be 4. Okay, so let's try to code this. Um, so if the length of S is equal to k, simply return k, right? Now, I think you need to handle that separately. I don't think you need to handle that separately. So, mm, I think you can do something like I is equal to 0. Wait, I can start with that. Hash map is equal to, and then I can do like res is equal to, I think 1 is fine, right? Then while I less than length s, mm, what you can do is, oh, max character. Count to 1 comma 1. Okay, so what we do here is while I less than length s, um, if si in, okay, so if it's in the hash map, si plus equals 1. So we're updating the count. Else 1. Is there a cleaner way to write this? What's the cleaner way to write this? Okay, so h map si is good plus 1. Okay, so and then we want to ask if h map s wait no I greater than max count. I can simply just do max count equals max count is equal to max count, right? Okay, now hmm oh jeez. Okay, and then we want to j is equal to I plus 1. Okay, so j is equal to I plus 1. You can simply do while j less than length s. Um, should I though? That's like repeating code. That's in code. Hmm. I think I only need to have this here. I only need to have this here. HMap. Okay, so we can do this. And then SJ, SJ. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Right. And then um we want to check whether or not so length substring substring is equal to j minus I plus 1 if length substring. Okay, so if length substring minus max count greater than k, we need to move our left pointer. Hmm. You can simply break out of here, right? Else. Um, res is equal to max res length substring, right? J plus equals 1. So inside of this inner loop, Should we break here though? We can't do any expansions here. While length substring minus count k. Um, huh. I'm like overcomplicating this. We use 2 while loops or 2 for loops? Hmm. Plus. Okay, so we can do while I is less than like the s, j is equal to I plus 1. While j is less than length s. Hmm. I guess we can initialize, so we can do I comma j is equal to 0 comma k minus 1. For k in range, no, for x in range k. Okay, so for x in range k, math is x greater than max count. Oh, why do I keep doing this? Max counts is equal to max count h map sx. Okay, so max. Hmm. Okay. Now we can do while. Okay, so while j is less than length s, we can do um, placements is equal to j minus I plus 1. That's the length, right? Minus max counts. While replacements greater than k, um, I plus equals while replacements greater than or equal to k. Wait, so we want to know h map si minus equals 1. We want to reduce that count by 1. Um, I plus equals 1. I gotta figure out this thing. It's like we're reducing it by 1. But do we need to update max count? Because this problem, um, this max count value might be outdated. Because we might be replacing that character. Um, this window is getting smaller. but we're not actually updating the res here though. So if j plus equals 1, max count at sj. Um, okay, now here it's correctly. J minus I plus 1. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. What? This is not. String index out of range. Okay, so we have max count. I want to call this max length. Max length. And then I'm setting j2 equals k minus 1. For x in range k, max count equals max count. Right. Now we're going to try to expand the window. So we can have, so we would have x, y, x, 0, 1, 2, 3. K is equal to 2. Set this to 2. Oh, set that to 2. I set the window to 2. And we're going to have x, 1, y, 1. And the max count will be count is equal to 1. Right. And then we're going to have j is equal to, I think you should set j to k, right? Okay. Okay, so max length cook. Okay, index out of range. Okay, so we have that. And then we start start j at k, so it's here. Or should I start at k minus 1? K minus 1. So start it here. Placements is equal to 1 minus 0 plus 1, which is 2. 2 is the length of the substring. 2 minus 1 is 1. Y replacement is greater than k. It's not greater than k. Right? It's not greater than k, so j plus equals 1, so j goes to here. Okay, so j goes to here. Right. Max count is equal to max count. So j gets updated to 2. So the max count gets updated to 2. Hmm. I think we can do. Where do we want to? Hmm. Okay, so we updated max count. I don't think max length should be calculated here though. Max length should be calculated here, right? Like pretend like this doesn't have to be run, right? So max length is equal to 1 minus 0 plus 1, 2. Right? Wait, j plus equals 1. We still need to update sj was h map get sj comma 0 plus 1. Does that make sense? We're updating here. We're expanding here. Okay. I'm trying to keep it in sync. So we have that too, and then expand here. Max count gets 2. Replacements becomes 3 minus 2, which is 1. We can still make those replacements. Um, length is equal to j minus I plus 1. Length, length, length. Okay. Wait. Max length. Okay. Max count is equal to max. Um, Return max length. What? I can place this at the beginning, right? Like here. So hmm, okay, see. Okay. So while replacements. Hmm. Let's try with this one. A, 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 B, A, B, B. What? K is equal to 1. So, okay. Map. So you're just gonna have A, 1. Max count is 1. Then you're gonna start here. So 2. So you're gonna get 2. 2 minus 3, right? You get 3. 3 minus, okay. Then B, length is equal to J minus I plus 1. Replacement's greater than K. Okay, so you're just gonna spin here. Okay, so this becomes 4. 5 minus 4, 1. And then you have B. 6. Length minus equals 1. I guess you can do length minus equals 1. Okay. We have more than K replacements. Our I is less than, okay. But our max count value, why does max count? This is an outdated value. This could be an outdated value though, right? But the thing about it is, since we're reducing length, right? It's never going to be above max length. So this doesn't get updated here. And then we expand. Let's see. Okay. I'm just going to test it on here. Let's see if it's character replacement. Okay, this is the problem. It doesn't actually place it though. Okay, that's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, I'm just gonna end the stream there for today. Got our one problem. Took a little long, but it was a good stream.